Welcome to this 20-minute yoga practice for sciatica. And let us begin today in our tabletop position. So coming onto all fours, shoulders stack above the wrists, hips stack above the knees. Allow your spine to lengthen and just gently bringing your awareness to your breath. With each inhale, imagine a gentle wave of relaxation washing over you, soothing any tension in your body. And as you exhale, release any worries or distractions, allowing yourself to fully arrive in this present moment. Adding in some gentle movement to our practice now. We'll warm up our spine with a few rounds of our cat-cow. On an inhale, allow your belly to drop. The chest reaches through the shoulders as you look up. And as you exhale, round the spine, push away from the mat, send the gaze towards your navel. Inhale, belly drops, slight arch of the back, gaze is up. Exhale as you round, push and gaze. Continue just like this, slow, conscious movements, slow, conscious breaths. Aiming to initiate each movement with a tilt of your pelvis and trying to draw each movement out so it lasts for the entire duration of your breath. So we're aiming for one continuous flow here. Moving with your breath. You're gradually beginning to link that breath to movement and deepening the breath as you do so. We'll take another 2 rounds here. Once you've finished those 2 rounds, returning to a neutral spine, and we'll move into our dragon. So bringing the right leg forward, the right foot sits on the outer edge of that right hand, and just point those toes slightly out. Maybe you need to shift the left knee a little further down the mat here. And just rising up onto those fingertips, drawing the left hip crease down towards the mat. Maybe taking the right hand to the knee and just drawing a couple of circles here, loosening up that hip joint and finding that place where your body feels comfortable. Hand comes back down to the mat. Maybe you stay here up on the fingertips, chest rises. If you would like to take the shape deeper, you're welcome to drop down onto the forearms here if that works in your body. Wherever you are, just making any minor adjustments here to help you find a place where you can remain in stillness, breathing through any discomfort, the sensations, the tension, and resisting that urge to move. Remember, during this practice, any sharp or shooting pain during any of these shapes is a sign to back off immediately and find a modification or rest pose that feels more comfortable in your body. Noticing where it is in your body that you are holding tension, and sending the breath to those areas, gently asking that they release, and inviting that sense of softness and surrender to your body, breathing through the discomfort. We'll have another 30 seconds here. Two more rounds of breath. If you were in that version of your sleeping dragon or low-flying dragon, slowly making your way back up to the fingertips now. We'll take a rebound by walking the fingertips towards the torso, straighten through that front leg, frame that front leg. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, torso folds over that front leg. One full round of breath here. Then gently returning to that starting position and bringing the right knee back underneath the hip. Other side, left foot comes to the outer edge of that left hand. Maybe taking the right knee a little further down the mat. Rolling out that right knee, rolling out that left knee, opening up the right hip if you need. And then finding that shape that works for you and your body. Knowing that the shape you make on this side may be different from what you made on the other. And just accepting those differences without judgment. And if you are experiencing sciatica, it's important to approach your practice with patience and mindfulness. Listen to your body's signals and honor any limitations or sensations you may feel. Remember, this is your practice, your 20 minutes. I am here just as a guide. Remember to always follow your body's intuition and do what feels good for you. Noticing where it is in your body that you are holding tension in this moment. Sending the mind, sending the breath to these areas. And just gently asking that they release. Breathing through any discomfort. And becoming comfortable in the stillness. In the quiet. We'll have 30 more seconds here. Two more rounds of breath. If you were in that low flying dragon, slowly making your way back up to your fingertips now. Then we'll find that rebound by walking the fingers towards the torso, straighten through that front leg, hands frame that front leg. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, fold over your front leg. And making your way back to the front of the mat, and then planting that left knee back on the mat, finding your child's pose. Big toes come together, knees come out wide, sit bones sink down to the heels, arms extend long, forehead and chest melt down towards the mat. Take a moment here to rest, to rebound, to reset the body and mind. And to prepare for our next shapes, or one more round of breath. And then when you are ready, we'll transition onto our stomach. So grounding down through those forearms as you bring the torso forward, untuck the toes. Finding our Sphinx pose, a gentle back bend, elbow stack underneath the shoulders, palms face down, fingertips spread wide. Relax the lower body here. Pull the belly button into the spine to protect the lower back as you lift the chest and reach through the crown of the head. We're aiming for an even arch in our spine here. And if you do notice the intensity is too much for your body today, maybe just walking the elbows a little bit forward, or coming out of this shape altogether and finding one that does work for you. Remember to engage your core muscles by pulling your belly button into the spine. This will support your spine and pelvis throughout this practice. And building that core strength can also help alleviate pressure on the sciatic nerve and improve overall stability and alignment. If you notice your mind beginning to wander, taking you away from the four corners of your mat, just gently bringing it back to the present moment by asking it to focus on the breath. Focus on that simple inhalation and exhalation. Reaching through with the crown of your head, chest is proud, lower body is relaxed. We'll have another 30 seconds here. Two more rounds of breath. And when you're ready, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling down and making your way to your version of the child's pose. Having your 1 minute here to rest, to rebound, reconnecting with the breath, noticing how you are feeling in both the body and in the mind. We'll have another 2 rounds of breath here. Then when you are ready, slowly walking the hands towards the torso to rise the torso up. Coming to a seated position, so bringing the ankles to one side, let the sit bones come to the mat, extend both legs long. Finding our forward fold or caterpillar position, taking a moment to get comfortable here. Spine is long, shoulders are relaxed, crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. When you are ready, let the exhale bring your torso forward, keeping length in the spine. We hinge from the hips, finding your edge or your level of sensation today. And once you have found that edge, maybe you allow the spine to round, the head to drop. Finding that place where you feel comfortable, where you can remain in stillness for the duration of the shape. And in this shape and all our forward folds, focusing on maintaining a gentle stretch rather than pushing yourself into deep or intense sensations. This can help release tension in the lower back and hips, where sciatic pain often originates. Noticing where it is in the body that you are holding tension in this moment. Maybe using the mantra, energy flows where the mind goes. Energy flows where the mind goes. Repeating that mantra silently to yourself to aid in concentration. And send that breath to the areas where you're holding tension, asking that they gently release, finding your place of softness. We've got another 30 seconds here. Two more rounds of breath. Then when you are ready, using those hands to help guide the torso back to neutral. Once you get there, sliding the soles of the feet up on the mat, knees are bent, palms come behind the thighs. Use those palms to slowly guide down vertebrae by vertebrae until you come to rest on the mat here, lying on your backs, knees remain bent. Those feet are hip distance apart, coming to a reclined figure four. Reaching the right leg up, bringing the right ankle to the top of the left knee, and just drawing the right knee out and down here, creating that figure four shape. Maybe staying here if you would like to increase the intensity of the shape of the stretch. You can lift the left leg up off the ground, keeping that left leg at that right angle. And you can always interlace the fingers behind the back of the left thigh, if that feels good for you. And breath awareness is key in managing sciatica during your practice. Deep, mindful breathing can help calm the nervous system, reduce tension, and create space for healing in the affected area. We'll have another 30 seconds here. Two more rounds of breath. And then when you are ready, releasing that left foot back to the mat if you had it lifted. And then placing the right foot beside the left down on your mat. Other side, this time the left knee reaches up, left ankle rests on the top of the right knee. Draw the left knee out and down, creating that figure 4 shape. Staying here if this feels good in your body. Otherwise, maybe you choose to lift the right leg up. Option to grab the back of the right thigh with the palms if that feels good. And holding here, breathing through the tension, maybe following the pathway of the breath as it enters and leaves the body. And just remembering that each person's experience with sciatica is unique. So feel free to explore different variations of shapes and use different props to find out what works best for you. Trust your intuition and adjust your practice accordingly. We'll have another 30 seconds here. Two more rounds of breath. And when you are ready, planting that right foot back on the mat, releasing the left leg, bringing both knees into the chest, hugging the legs, gently rocking from side to side here, massaging out that lower back. Maybe even drawing circles with the knees if that feels good. And then finding stillness, extending the legs long, coming down to your backs in your savasana or your final resting pose. And as we come to the end of our practice today, just taking a moment to cultivate a sense of compassion and self-acceptance. Be gentle with yourself and remember that healing takes time. Celebrate the progress you make, no matter how small, and trust in the body's innate ability to heal and restore balance. Resting here in stillness, allowing your body to be heavy for as long as you need.